Welcome back. OpenAI on a deal-making tear. NVIDIA investing up to $100 billion in OpenAI to build massive data centers powered by its chips. Oracle and SoftBank, meanwhile, will help OpenAI on the $500 billion Stargate project, building 5 new data centers in Texas, New Mexico, and Ohio. CoreWeave doubling its commitment, lifting its infrastructure deal to a staggering $22 billion, all again to fuel training for the next generation of AI models. Joining me right now is the woman in the middle of it all, OpenAI Chief Financial Officer Sarah Friar. Sarah, it's great to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Maria, it's great to be with you first thing in the morning.
Well, OpenAI is certainly in the middle of all of the euphoria and the growth story that we're talking about for America and beyond. Can you characterize this moment in time and tell us more about these deals for OpenAI and what it means for the growth of the company?
Absolutely. Got a lot going on. First, we're building the backbone. Like the railroads before, the power grids, AI infrastructure is the future of competitiveness. And those that move first are going to get the compute, the energy, and the talent. That's where prosperity lies. Second, we're building a durable business. 700 million weekly active users. And this is not just about tech. This is in classrooms, it's in clinics, it's in small businesses worldwide. And then finally, to build it, we need shared conviction. It's going to be the largest build out in modern history. No single company, not even OpenAI, is going to do this, or a single government. So it's going to need a wide range of participants. And that's why you see us working with folks like Oracle, with NVIDIA, with SoftBank, and so on.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's so much conversation about all of the money moving into OpenAI and really moving into AI infrastructure like data centers. But then there was some questions about whether or not Microsoft was keeping up the commitments. How would you characterize the money from corporate America investing in OpenAI infrastructure and data centers today?
Yeah, it has to be more than just a single company. So Microsoft clearly was our first partner that really invested in OpenAI and got us to a certain scale. But what we've seen is the need now to go broad. So it's not just Microsoft building our infrastructure anymore. It's also Oracle. Last week, I was just in Abilene, Texas, seeing the first of a huge set of data centers come online, real compute being processed there, real models, and that is serving people everywhere. On top of that, you talked about someone like CoreWeave, and of course, we're starting to go broader, even working with hyperscalers like Google. And then beyond that, of course, it's not just about the data center, it's about the chips that go into those data centers. Hence our deal with NVIDIA last week. NVIDIA will invest alongside us as we build. For every gigawatt of chips that we put into a data center, they'll put $10 billion into the company, up to a max of $100 billion. So that certainly starts to bring together all the financing that will be required.
And of course, all of that means lots of new jobs, which is where we focused with Sam Altman, your founder, when we spoke with him recently. Here's what he told me. Watch. Sam, what do you want to say to those people who think they're on the losing end of this proposition?
I super get the anxiety, and I feel it myself. Like, this technology is just moving so fast, and it's already like, it's so capable at so many things. This reminds me of something like the Industrial Revolution or the Computer Revolution, like these giant technological revolutions where a lot of jobs change. Maybe they don't go away, but they change in terms of like how you spend your time doing them. But the only way here, I think, to succeed is to be on the front end of adoption. Like, AI is coming, and you need to figure out how you're going to use it in your life, in your career, and benefit from this, not have it just sort of like, not like pretend like it's not coming along. So yeah. I think early familiarity with the tools and figuring out how your particular job or some kind of new job you want to move into is going to change feels critically important.
Sarah, that's what I want to ask you about, the tools and how they're creating jobs and are different than what's going on in China. I actually just saw Kai-Fu Lee at a conference in Italy, and he's supposed to be the father of AI, right? Kai-Fu Lee. He's in Beijing working on AI, and I said to him, what's different between China and America when it comes to AI? He said in America, we're still using AI for information. That's what we use AI for. In China, I will tell my AI assistant, have my house cleaned, pay all my bills, and buy my wife a present for her birthday. And they can do that because they're accessing my bank account, and they know that last year I got my wife a necklace. Maybe she wants the matching earrings. So we're using AI differently in the US and China. I ask you, how will AI tools change? How will we use it differently? And what does that mean for jobs?
Yeah, so first of all, I think one of the best statements I've heard is AI is not going to take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI might well do. And so I think that behooves us all to think about how are we reskilling people. Just a few weeks back, we launched our AI platform for jobs. And on top of that, AI certifications. So we're certainly trying to dig in. Now, I don't want to say we're way behind other countries. The US is one of our most engaged one of our most engaged countries from a weekly active user perspective. We have 5 million enterprise seats deployed. Now that's around the globe, but it does start predominantly here in the US. Last night I was at dinner with probably about 15 CFOs, and we weren't just talking about the spend as customers. More importantly, we were talking about what is AI doing inside the house of the CFO. So how are we using it in areas like helping us close our books faster, in areas like investor relations, in areas like even procurement? How do we make that quicker and faster? So to your point, it might be an agent that's going off to buy your spouse a necklace for the holidays, but it might also be your agent that's going off to do that lower end analysis and so on that historically you would have spent hours on. And what does that do? It frees you up for insight. And to me, this is where kind of the great American prosperity innovation arena really comes to the fore, because now people are putting their brains to work on what moves businesses forward and not just spending their time on kind of the drudgery maybe that they did previously, right? Again, going back to my world, imagine being a finance person without being able to use Excel. It would be crazy.
Wow, really interesting stuff, Sarah. Please come back soon. I have so many more questions, and I hope you will continue educating us on this. Sarah, congratulations to you. Cementing OpenAI as one of the most valuable companies today. Good to see you. Sarah Friar.
Thank you, Maria.
We'll be right back.